So yesterday we learned how to graph an equation of a line, even if it's in standard form like this. So remember, this is standard form. So what we did was we rearranged the equation so that it was in y equals mx plus b form. That's another method we could do using slope and y-intercept. Who knows? What's another method? Okay, so well, first off, how many points do we need to graph a line? Right? 2, right? So what do you think are the easiest 2 points in a graph? Yep. Okay, yeah. So when x is 0, that's one of them. So that's called the x-intercept. And the other, which is helpful in the equation as well, is the y-intercept. So that's what we're going to be doing today, finding the x and y-intercept to graph. Okay. Do you have to use this method? Depends on the question on the test. If the test question says just graph it, you can use any method you want. You can use a table of value, you can use y equals mx plus b form, or you can use this x-intercept, y-intercept method. But if the test says specifically which method you have to do, then you have to use that method for full marks. Okay, so as Ryan said, to find the x-intercept, what are you gonna let? Ryan, can you repeat? To find the x-intercept? What's the y value when it's an x-intercept? 0, right? Yeah, you let y equals 0. So let's sub it in. X plus 2 times 0 equals 2. And so you get x equals 2. 2 plus 0 equals 2, so x equals 2. Done. Similarly, if I want to find the y-intercept, I'm going to let x equal 0. Okay? So when x is 0, and notice when I do the substitution, brackets, 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 you have to put brackets. Plus 2y equals 2. So when you divide it, you get 2 divided by 2, and you get y equals 1. Okay? So does that mean I formed the point 2, 1? Who says yes? I have a point now. I have the point 2, 1. Who says no? You're completely wrong. Okay. Okay, Simon, what's wrong with what I wrote?
That's not actually how you find the y-intercept. It's like you don't set x to 0 to put it in y equals mx plus b.
No, well, we found the x-intercept and y-intercept. So what is this coordinate? What is the coordinate that we found? Sean?
2 and 0.
2 and 0. And what is this point?
0.
0, 1. Okay, so you're not combining these two answers into one point. What you were looking for was the x-intercept and the y-intercept. And so when you graph it, 2, 0 is right here, and 0, 1 is right here. There's my 2 points, and that's what I need to form my line. And there's my line. Right? So this is a common mistake people do. They find the x, they find the y, and then they put it together, and they get 1 point. You cannot draw a line with just 1 point. Okay. Let's go to 3. Okay, let's go to 3. Same idea. To find the x-intercept, I'm going to let y equal 0. So 4 times 0 equals 3x plus 12. Okay. And then to solve for x, that means I have to move that 12 over to the other side. When I move that 12 over, it becomes negative 12. And then last step is to divide by 3. So negative 12 divided by 3, I get negative 4. Okay. Again, what's the coordinate right here? If x is negative 4. Casey? Negative 4 and 0. Okay, because we said let y be 0. So in other words, it's like you're creating a table of value. Okay, and then the second part, to find y-intercept, I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to let x be 0. So 4y equal 3 times 0 plus 12. So anything times 0 is gone. So that's a good thing with using x and y intercept, because it does simplify your equation very easily. Right? And so y equals 12 divided by 4, you get 3. And what's my coordinate here? Fujensia? 0, 3. Good job. Okay? So negative 4 and 0, I get this point on my x-axis, and 0, 3, I get this point on my y-axis. Okay? That's what it means by x and y intercept. The point on your x-axis, the point on your y-axis. And there's the line. Okay, can you guys take 4 minutes? Try 2 and 4. Here, I'll leave this up. Take 4 minutes. Try number 2 and 4, and then we'll just do one word problem on the back, and we're done. Okay, try 2 and 4. I'm gonna ask you for your answers. Okay, number 2, the x-intercept. Casey, what did you get? Positive 6, so 6, 0. 6, 0. Okay. And what about the y-intercept? Edward, what did you get? 0, negative 10. Is that what the rule got? I think. Yeah. Okay. 0, negative 10. Okay. So 6, 0. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then negative 10. Okay. Good. Okay. And my line looks like this. What about this one? The x-intercept. Let's see. Joanna? Negative 4 and 0. Okay. And Sunny, what did you get for y-intercept? 0, negative 2. Is that what everyone got? Good. Oh, sorry. You guys couldn't see. 0. So negative 4, 0, and 0, negative 2. Okay. And then there we go. Okay. Good. Based on what we did yesterday with rearranging equations, if you are finish your test early, which I know a lot of you guys do, you can always use the second method to check your answer. So like if you finish the test and there's like half an hour left, rearrange this equation into y equals mx plus 3, 4. And then you can see if it matches with your y-intercept of negative 10 and a slope and your slope. Okay, same thing right here. If you get that negative slope and the same y-intercept and slope. Okay, so this is just another way of graphing. When is this useful? When we have word problems. Okay, so you can flip the page to the page 3 on the back. Right. So this. Okay, so word problems like this is when x and y intercepts are useful. So how many of you shopped at Bulk Barn before? Bulk Barn? Do you guys know what store it is?
I know what it is.
It's much worse than it's much worse than Costco. This one. Okay, so if you go in, as soon as you go in, you'll smell it, it smells because they have all the chocolate, sugar, flour, spices, everything in the open space. And that's why it's called pop bar, because once you go in, that's what it looks like. There's lots of balls. Okay, and you scoop what you want, and they sell the items by weight. Okay, so that's what it looks like. Yes, those candies that everybody touched. Okay, so I think they lost a lot of money during COVID time. Okay, so you can get anything there, like even I don't know why people would want to buy like sugar and salt by the pound instead of the package, but anyway, so Bulk Barn is trying to make a mix of nuts and raisins. Okay, which one do you think is more expensive, nuts or raisins? Nuts, right? Much more. So nuts, they're charging $30 per kilogram, whereas raisins, they're charging $10 per kilogram. Okay. The total mixture though, so after they mix everything up, it's gonna cost $150. So then they came up with this equation right here. 30n plus 10r equals 150. Okay. So determine the combination of nuts and raisin. That will cost $150 combined. Right. So, so instead of finding the x-intercept, I'm gonna say I want to find the n-intercept because I didn't use x and y. I used n and r. All right. So to find the n-intercept, I'm gonna let r equal 0. Okay. So same idea. So 30n plus 10 times r, which is 0, equals 150. So that's gone, because anything times 0 is gone. So 30n equals 150, and equals 5. All right. So my coordinate right here, 5, 0. Okay. Similarly, if I do the r-intercept, I'm going to let n equals 0. So 30 times 0 plus 10r equals 150. Okay. So that's gone. So 10r equals 150. When you divide it, r equals 15. So my coordinate, my r-intercept, is right here at 0, 15. Okay. Connect the dots. There's my line. Okay. So based on this line, can somebody, I want 3 different combinations, right, to make up the $150. So the n equals 5, what does that mean in the context of the question? Let's see, Grace, what does n equals 5 mean? Sorry? But what's my unit? Not 5 pieces of nuts. Kilograms, right. So 5 kilograms of nuts. And how many kilograms of raisins? 0, because it's the x and y intercepts. So 0 kilogram raisins. Okay. What's my second combination, Zoe? Perfect. Okay. So that's why x and y intercepts are useful. Right. But let's say I want a mixture. Looking at this graph right here, can I pin out a point that's nice and easy to read? Yeah.
What?
Is there a nice and easy point on this graph that I can tell?
Yeah, you can need a nice easy point will be 0, 15.
Yep, we did that. We used that one. Another one.
You can also tell it by the midpoint of 2.5 and 8.
Okay, but not the. You could, but not exactly 8. Yeah, Lexi. 3, 6. Right. So notice this one is nice and it lands perfectly on the grid. So 3, 6. So what 3 what? 3 nuts. 6 kilograms of raisins. Perfect. Okay. Yes, that's a lot of raisins. I don't like raisins. So how many combinations are there? Infinite. Exactly. You can have, as Ethan was saying, you could have like 2.5 kilogram. You can have 4.1 kilogram. So there's actually an infinite number of combinations right here. That's why a graph is useful, and to get that graph, x and y intercept is one of the easy ways to solve this problem. Okay. All right. So that's the lesson. Rest of the class, you can just work on page 4 to 8 and 13. These questions on the side. Okay. So these ones right here. Don't forget, answers are attached, so you can check your answer to see if you've been doing it correctly. All right.